Howdy, Chris.
Hey, Gary. Hey, guys. Welcome to our public training, I should say. Today, we're going to be talking about marketing. We're going to be talking about marketing to ultimately help us get more real estate sales.
I think kind of like lead generation marketing.
Well, lead generation, building your brand and reputation, but cultivating more of those types of opportunities that are fast action, meaning that they're going to close sooner than later and more higher quality leads. There's lots of different ways to generate leads out there. Obviously, as you know, we cultivate leads in our own real estate practice, and there's definitely different levels of lead. And when I mean by level, it's not like they're higher quality, lower quality. They're just ready to act at different times.
Sure.
And then also some of them have different levels of trust with us, which means that in that case, it would be the more they trust us coming into it, the higher quality lead that they are.
And probably the more quickly they're willing to act as well.
Yeah.
So everybody, as we get started here, we are getting started right on time today. Here's what you can expect from us today. Number one is we're going to go in depth with training on lead generation, on marketing, etc. for the next 60 minutes. And what we need from you during that 60 minutes is we need you to participate. So over in the chat section, that is where we are going to need you to ask a lot of questions. So as we go through the training today, any question pops up in your mind, go to the chat section, type in your question. Our team over here will flag your question for us. And then, Chris, for about the next 30 minutes at the end of the training, we're going to answer all of the questions. So we'll get into in-depth Q&A. And with that,
let's get started, guys. I want to make sure you know whether you're in the right place. So if one or any of these following statements resonate with you, and in fact, just tell me which one of these resonate with you the most, 1, 2, or 3. You know, maybe you're here because you could use a few more clients, right? How many of you folks say, you know what, that's the priority of the day for me. I could use a few more clients. Just go to the chat feature, type in the number 1.
Right.
Perhaps, however, you might be looking for innovative ways to generate leads and get the word out, right? And so this is slightly different in emphasis, meaning that you're looking for innovative ways. You know, perhaps you're tired of cold calling. Perhaps you're tired of working expireds and that kind of thing. And you want to do something a little bit different, but at the same time, something that works. So say number 2, if you're looking for some innovative ways to cultivate business. Now, number 3 is if you're looking or you want systems, tools, or technology to produce leads and produce business consistently for you. Perhaps you've done some marketing in the past and you know what that roller coaster can look or feel like. And what you're looking for now is ways to do this consistently, or a process that you can generate this consistently. Because Gary, I mean, we know how consistency can be very difficult without the right systems, without the right tools.
Well, absolutely, because what happens is, Chris, as we generate those leads, we get busy. And I want to share with you, Chris, I'm watching the comments over here. It looks like a majority of people are here for all 3, 1, 2, and 3.
Well, perfect, because here's what our goal for you guys, both for you and for us today, is to show you some simple steps to consistently bring in qualified buyer and seller leads. Get this, Gary, without making a phone call.
Oh, phone call free lead generation.
So I'm going to show you the agenda of what we're going to talk about and how we're going to get to that phone call free lead generation in just a moment. But I just thought we could take 30 seconds to introduce who we are if you haven't joined us in a training before. So Gary, you introduce you, then I'll introduce
Yeah, because
me.
Here, the guy we're going to learn from here is Chris, because Chris is a real estate digital marketer, and he'll tell you about that in a second. But first, my name is Gary Kreth. I am a listing expert agent. I've been selling real estate for 22 years now. In the height of my career, when I was selling real estate full-time, I was going on 6 listing appointments a week and carrying about 50 active listings on my own. And what Chris and I do here now is we share everything that I know about selling real estate, but also everything he knows about marketing.
Yeah, my name is Chris Scott. I'm a real estate digital marketer, currently manage social media accounts with well over 200,000 connections, generate about 5,000 leads every single month for all of our different businesses that Gary and I have together. Ultimately, what I do is I market our real estate practice, and today I'm going to show you the different marketing strategies that we have and the different tactics that we use in our real estate practice here in Austin, Texas. So you're going to get some real world examples of what works. In fact, here's the outline or the agenda for today's discussion.
Take lots of notes.
So you can know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about our 90-day action plans, 5 simple steps. What's important to realize is, even though this takes, a 3-month marketing plan or a 3-month action plan, there's really only 5 simple steps that if you understand how to do these 5 simple steps, you can just repeat them every month throughout those 90-day periods.
Got it.
We're also going to get into 3 real estate campaigns to help you get the word out, right? I think one of the things that you guys are here to do is, how do I effectively get the word out about the fact that I'm selling real estate, about the fact that I'm really good at what I do, that I take good care of my clients, but without looking like a jerk in the process, right? You don't want to be over here patting your own shoulder, looking how awesome I am. Yeah. So how can we do that effectively? And I'm going to show you 3 campaigns to do that. We're going to have a chock full of marketing templates and examples. I'm going to show you some tools to ethically sabotage the competition.
I love that.
Ethically sabotage the competition. I mean, Gary, I don't know about what it's like in your markets, but I know in our market here in Austin, inventory is kind of scarce.
It's
Getting
scarce.
listings is hard, right?
It's like arm wrestling your way into the door.
Right. So we want to make sure we do everything that we can, starting from the process of when we're doing lead generation, to be able to shore up someone's trust and confidence that we're the one that they want to work with, right? And so that's why I say it's to ethically sabotage competition. And then last but not least, in fact, this is very important. We want, the 5th thing we're going to cover today is how to get that instant expert recognition. When people see us as experts in real estate, what happens is they place a premium, right? They place a premium on our expertise.
Yes.
And that's important.
It is important. Why is that so important?
Well, we never want to have to justify or rationalize our fees, right?
Yeah. Will you discount your commission? And so-and-so said they will. Why won't you?
So when we're recognized as experts, then that becomes less of something that we have to deal with. In fact, a number of our clients who are doing this, they're using the same strategies that we're going to share with you guys today. And they, I was thinking of Hillary Gaynor, one of our clients, who's doing the same stuff that we're going to share with you guys today. And she had, I think you had asked her, so do you ever have to deal with how do you deal with discounting your commission? She said, I never get asked that question.
I don't get asked that question anymore because people trust me because I'm following this action plan.
Now, this 90-day action plan I'm going to share with you really focuses on helping you build really 2 things. It's word of mouth and word of click business, building up that reputation, both offline and offline. Now, I'm going to give you some very specific lead generation strategies, but the foundation of this marketing plan is to really build up this concept of getting recommended, getting referred, having people who don't even necessarily know you personally reach out to you because they've heard good things about you, right? Or they've seen good things about you online. And this I think requires a definition, because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding of what a recommendation would be, or what a word of mouth is, or even what a referral is.
And what happens with that now.
And how it happens.
Yeah.
But I think the person who gives it the best definition is Andy Cernovitz. He wrote a book called Word of Mouth Marketing, and he calls it, there's just 2 things that we must do to create word of mouth. He says, we got to give people a reason to talk about us or our stuff, right? So the first thing is we got to give people a reason to talk about it. It's not necessarily to refer or recommend us at this point. They just got to have a reason to talk about us. And then number 2, we got to make it easier for that conversation to take place.
And I think that's where we fail so much in real estate. And I failed in my past, Chris, is giving people a reason to talk about me and making it easy for them to do that.
Well, with online tools, online strategies, this is easier than it has ever been before. And in fact, you can do this at a fraction of the cost than ever before, but you still have to do the steps. And I think this is one of the things that oftentimes gets overlooked, because we don't have people on the, either in our sphere of influence or even on the fringe in our local markets who have heard of us or reach out to us. How many of you get called out of the blue on the regular because people know of you? Maybe you don't know them yet. And that's what we're trying to cultivate. And there is a very specific way to do it. In fact, these 5 simple steps that we want you to repeat every 30 days. And that's where we're going to get into the 5 simple steps. You repeat these 5 simple steps every 30 days. You repeat that for 3 months. Hence the 90-day action plan, a 90-day plan. And you will not only cultivate a serious amount of word of mouth, but this is how you're going to get that recognition. But it's all in the details, right? It's all in the details of how you implement this, on whether word of mouth gets created or word of click gets created, or you get recommended or you get referred, or people are talking about you because you've given them a reason to, right? And it's been made easy, or it's not. So I like what we're going to share with everybody. It's 5 steps. Here's what they are. And we're going to go into detail in each one of these. But the 5 steps are to publish useful real estate info. Okay.
Yep.
Send that info to the people that you know. You're going to share a 1-minute video. Okay. We're going to post that information on social media, and we're going to do some individual messaging and follow up. Here's what I need to do for you guys as we go through this process. Is some of it's going to look familiar, and you've probably tried some of these things. What you need to do is listen for how I'm doing it differently, because in each case there's oh, you've done this before, it probably didn't work, here's how we're going to do it differently.
And consistently, right? Because that's the other thing, Chris, is I think a lot of us may have done some of these things once or twice, and it may or may not have worked, but the key also is consistency.
And that's why we have a process that can be repeated. It's 5 simple steps. You do it every month. And then what you do is you repeat that month after month. Now, each month has a specific theme. Okay, so we're going to repeat these 5 steps, but there's a theme for each one of the months, right? The first theme is on basically the housing market. Okay. The second theme that we want to hit on is featured real estate. And the third theme is expert tips and advice. Now, these are not random. These are on purpose. We want people to know that we have market expertise. We want people to know that we market and sell real estate. And we want people to know that we know what the heck we're talking about, have lots of advice and information. So hence, that's why these themes are repeated over the course of the year. Right?
Yeah, and I like the way that you have the variety of themes, but then you repeat it, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you have the same theme that you're shooting out every single month, because then people get tiresome of that.
Right.
And so you want some variety.
So remember, what we're going to do is we've got these 5 steps. We repeat these 5 different steps of publish useful real estate info, send the info to the people that you know, share a 1-minute video, post that on social media, and then do individual messaging and follow up without making a phone call, by the way. And we're going to do that for each month over this 90-day or 3-month period. All right. Are you guys ready to take a look, a deep dive into one? Or actually, we're going to take a deep dive into each one of these months. I want to show you the tools. I want to show you the technology. I want to show you the content. This is very important because you need the tools, technology, and content to do this consistently. Without the content, this gets infinitely more harder. So we need to spend some time talking about the content, because the content also has everything to do with the message. I can't tell you probably the biggest culprit in terms of why people don't see any result from their marketing. It has nothing to do with really what they're doing. It has all to do with the message of what they're doing. Wrong content, wrong message for what they're trying to achieve and who they're trying to achieve that for. So let's take a look at the first month here. Okay. The first month, which is the housing market report. Now, I'm sure you guys have done something where you've kind of reported or shared information about what's going on in the housing market.
Well,
right?
The easiest way is when you're out meeting with people, you know what they always ask me, Chris?
How's the market?
How's the market? So you've already done this before. Somebody may have emailed you and said, hey, we're thinking about selling. How's the market? It's just what you're doing here, Chris, is you're not sharing it one-to-one. You're sharing it one to many.
Right. So now remember, I said there was 5 steps. The first step is that we want to publish useful real estate information. In this case, what I've decided to do is post a blog on how's the market. Okay. Now, you may have done a blog. You may have written blogs before. You may have posted blogs before, and probably you found that they didn't do anything. Now, here's where this differs in the strategy that we're going to employ here is we're publishing this information not to get opportunity, but to provide value. Right, so it's not. What we need to do for the reason why we're publishing this blog on how's the market is it's a tool to provide value. Now we still have to show and provide this blog post to people. We got to bring visitors and traffic. People need to see this. People aren't going to see this on their own.
No, it's not. You build it and they will come.
You don't write this thing and all of a sudden magically stuff appears. And I think that's really been one of the big mistakes is in real estate and a lot of other industries as well. We've been promised that if you blog, then Google's going to love you, and all of a sudden you're going to get all these random people off Google.
Well, that happened 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I mean that we're talking about an outdated strategy that no longer works for the average individual, the average self-employed person, the average person in real estate. And so, but what we're doing the reason we're doing this is to provide value, because we need this step. We actually need this to do step 2, right? So we publish this blog on how's the market, and then we take the link to that blog, okay? And then we plug that in. Okay, we plug that into an email.
And who are we sending this
We're
to?
going to send this out to everybody that we know. Okay,
Okay.
we're just going to send this email out to everybody that you have an email address for. If you're struggling with that, you probably have a few hundred email addresses on your smartphone that you just did not realize that they're in there. They're in there. Trust me, they're in there because all of the email apps, they actually create contacts for every single email that you receive from an actual person. So they're in there. You just got to export them and put them to use. But what's the email? Email, in this case, all I put in here, and granted, you know, like I wouldn't repeat this exact same email every time we do
No, you
this.
want to write a new email based on.
And this one I put in is the Austin housing market out of control.
Mhm.
I basically synthesized that blog post just on some of the key points. And then there's a link to that blog post.
Okay, so now the goal of the blog post was to provide value. What's the purpose of or the goal of this email?
Well, we have to make sure that people can get that value, right? So one of the things about value is that, and this is like a marketing fundamental, a sales fundamental, right? So when you have something that's valuable, okay, that thing of value allows you to go into the marketplace. It allows you to go into contacts and relationships. It gives you something to talk about. See, if you don't have something that's valuable to talk about, then when you try to promote things, you're just talking about yourself. It is far more effective for you to take something of value like this useful real estate information and talk about that. The byproduct is you're marketing yourself. You're marketing yourself without saying, look at me, look at me. You're marketing yourself by simply providing value. And so the first step after having created that information is to drop it in an email and send it out to everybody that we know.
And link it to the blog post.
And link it to the blog post, right? Now, we're not done, right? So that was only the second step. The third step in this process is to shoot a 1 minute video.
Right.
Now, I could show you this, but I'm just going to play a portion of an actual 1 minute video. I've got the video loaded. So this one then ended up being about 1 minute 27 seconds. So let me just play this video for you guys so you see what I'm talking about when I say you need to record. And then we're gonna share this on social media. We're actually gonna create an ad for this, and more on that in just a moment. But let me show you what the video itself looks like. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's.
Hey, this is Gary Kreth with Kreth Partners here at Cooper Sotheby's International Realty, and I'm getting a lot of questions, and here's why. The market is changing, and boy, it's changing fast. And there's a myriad of reasons why it's changing. There's interest rates are increasing. There's some political changes going on in our country. There's just a lot going on. But more.
And we're back here. Yeah. So it goes on to provide some of the stats, and it talks about if you want to get some more information and messages, but it's just a 1 minute video.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to point out here, Chris, is I'm not using like super high quality cameras. In fact, I was using my iPhone there. That was a Facebook Live. And I'm not using a ton of lighting, and I didn't script it out because here's the thing. Do I know something about how the market is going?
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, we had the blog post. We sent the email out. I mean, just to prepare to get the stuff out there, you already had the stats in your head, so you're just relaying that information in a very informal way.
Now, why video, though?
Oh, video is very powerful for a number of reasons. First off, just from an experiential standpoint, people who see this, it's like they're seeing you. It's like talking to you on the telephone. They're having a real live interaction with you, simulated, even if it's a video from the past. Like in this case, you did a Facebook Live, but most of the people saw it after the fact. But they are seeing you and they're experiencing. I mean, where else would they see and hear you? Well, only if you ran into them.
Only if I run into them, and I can't run into the number of people that this got in front of. So Chris is about to show you how many people this got in front of, and also how much money we spent on it.
Yes. So what I did is I created an advertisement.
Yeah.
And I have here the boost posting. I didn't actually boost the post. I created an ad for it, but the same thing. I created an advertisement, and here's what happened. So 893 people were reached. 723 people watched the video, right? 85 people clicked on it to get more information, right? So now, here's the thing. In order to get these types of results, all I did was spend $2.93, $1 a day. I spent $1 a day. Now, let me go back to why video.
Yep.
It is because it is a video and it is a real video, somebody talking and sharing value, that I can go and spend $1 a day on Facebook marketing this and get that type of result, because the algorithm that determines what's going to show up in people's news feeds, it favors this type of content. It favors this type of message. Now remember, what was I saying earlier? The message, the content, so important.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in this case, the message, the content, and the format in which it is arriving is so important. Okay, so you can see what we've done here. We've created a blog post. We've emailed out to everybody know. We've shot this 1-minute video. Then we created that. We boosted this to everybody that we know. By the way, I actually upload our database to Facebook, so everybody in our database sees this.
So not only are they getting the email, they also see the ad in
this
Facebook.
video. Okay. The other people who see this is anyone who's visited our website in the last 180 days. They're going to see this, as well as anybody who has been engaging with us on social media, watching any of our videos, done really anything. If they watched a video, responded to a post, liked or commented on a post, I also have that group. So that's one of the cool things about Facebook ads and using this $1 a day strategy, is that all you have to do is say, Facebook, these are the only people I want to see this, because what? Those are the people who are going to build up that word of mouth, that word of click, and that sort of that groundswell of opportunity that if we are just ready with the information, putting it out there with these right tools.
Now, Chris, what step was that?
That was step 3.
Step 3. So step 4.
Step 4 is I also just post that on social media without a video. It's not as effective. I'll be honest. It's not as effective. I do it more for brand, right? So on our business page and people seeing it, I want to get that one more touch out there so that we have that our brand being represented. It's not nowhere near as effective as that video on the same topic. However, I still do it. Okay.
Now you could create an ad out of this one as well if you wanted to.
I could, but I usually don't.
Okay.
I used to, but I don't.
Just because the video is so much more effective. The video is
more effective. One of the things I like about this, I will put this on Facebook and I'll put this on Instagram. And then a lot of our clients go and they actually go the extra step of putting this on LinkedIn and Pinterest. So that is up to you, obviously. What I'm doing is just putting it on Facebook and Instagram. All right. So at that point, that's step 4. And then we have our 5th step. Remember I said the 5th step was individual.
Was picking up the phone and calling everybody.
I said it was individual messaging and follow-up. And so, it's 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have,
Heck,
Gary,
Chris, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, you were always very adamant about picking up the phone and calling people, but you know as well as I do, not as many people answer the dang phone anymore.
Well, and a lot of people don't even listen to the voicemail.
And they don't even listen to the voicemail. So a way to circumvent that and to be able to stay up with the tools of the times is just use tools like Facebook Messenger. Yep. And you don't need to bombard them with content at this point because you've done all the other stuff, right? You sent the email out. You wrote the blog, you sent the email, you did the 1-minute video. So they're seeing it. All you've got to do is check in periodically.
Just checking in. And all we do is we use basically the same script that we would have on the phone, but we're using it in Instant Messenger.
Hey, how you doing? I mean, literally.
I'll read this.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, we've not spoken in a while. Not you, Chris. This is a client of mine. We haven't spoken in a while. I wanted to check in and see how things are going. That's all I said.
And they respond.
They do.
And that's what you're doing. Individual messaging and follow-up is not about beating people over the head. It's 2 things, right? One is reminding them that we're a person and we care about them enough to be able to check in with them from time to time. And then here's what's going to happen. If they know anyone who's been thinking of real estate, if they themselves have been thinking about real estate, they're going to say, I've been meaning to talk to you, right? And that's what we're trying. Most of the time, that specific individual is not going to have that. They're not going to say, I've been meaning to talk to you. But when you do this consistently over time, you're always going to have people who say, I've been meaning to talk to you, if that makes sense.
Chris, can I ask you a question about the medium here?
Yes.
Because you're talking about Facebook Messenger, not text messaging.
No.
Why is that?
Well, first off, most of us have far more friends on Facebook than we do phone numbers plugged into our cell phone, right?
True.
By default, you've got probably several hundred friends, right? So you can go through Facebook and just start messaging the people that you feel like you kind of know, right? And saying, hey, just wanted to check in with you. Here's what's going to happen. As you start to go through this process, you will quickly delineate who do I actually know versus who do I not know, who I happen just to be friends with on Facebook, right? Yep. And we know that. What you're really looking for are the people that have some sort of connection to you that you know who they are. When you look at their name and you're like, oh, I know that person. I know, let me check in and see how they're doing. And that's what you're looking for. Again, the reason is we were trying to build up that word of mouth, word of click, the online reputation. That happens when many people are, giving people a reason to talk about us or
Yeah.
our stuff, right? And making it easier for that conversation to take place. All of the steps that we've done leading up to this point before the messaging is making it easier for that conversation to take place. This last step builds on the relationship. This builds connection. So people are far more motivated to say, what? You say you're moving, you need to talk to Gary, right?
Right.
It's going to build
So it's being
that
top
connection.
of mind.
Really building a superior sense of top of mind.
Got it.
And so let's just take a little snapshot of what the steps are, what you would do over the course of the month. In the first part of the month, you'd publish that blog post. I give you 2 whole days, right? Thursday and Friday to email out the link to the post in the first week. Give you the whole second week to share and promote that 1-minute video. I know a lot of
reality, Chris. How long does it take to share and boost a 1-minute video?
Well, the video should take a minute, and then promoting it, through Facebook, maybe 5 minutes. Okay. I mean, it's
not taking a week.
Here's what I know. I know if you haven't done video, you're going to be like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. I'm gonna do that.
You'll procrastinate,
Right.
and
So I
then
give you a
finally
whole
do it.
week, and then I give you another whole week to post and boost on social media, and then also another whole week to do the individual follow-up for Messenger. These are the 5 steps. You repeat this over the course of the month, and you're going to see some good things happening. You're going to be engaging at a level, leveraging the tools and technology that nobody else is doing, and showing up. This is more importantly, showing up in a way that no one else is showing up. Now, what we do is, by the way, I know a lot of you might be overwhelmed with having to create some of these materials. I wanted to let you guys know that we have a membership program. It's our marketing club. And every month in our marketing club members, they get a new marketing campaign delivered to them every single month. It includes blog posts and marketing emails, social media posts, and marketing and ad templates.
So that's all the content.
All the content that you would need to implement this, we provide. So if that was something that you were worried about, stay tuned. We have a special offer later in the program where you can learn more about the club. Now, we got to get into the second month, which is what I said is we're featuring real estate.
Yeah. So why is that so important to feature real estate?
Well, we need to feature real estate if we want to have people see us as being competent in the domain of real estate.
Actually showing them, oh, this is what I do.
There's no better proof, there's no better evidence that we sell real estate than people seeing us sell real estate. I mean,
True.
When it comes down to it, you could talk about it all day long, but people seeing you market real estate, it provides evidence that Gary sells homes.
And
right?
what's that term? The proof is in the pudding?
I could talk about being a great cook, or I could cook you a meal and let you eat it. And
that sounds like a good plan.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's
You'd
do
be
that.
like, dang, you're a good cook. I could talk about it all day long, but you probably won't believe me until you taste the meal. Same thing here. You could talk about selling real estate all day long, but until they see you actually selling real estate, they don't know, right? They don't know. So this evidence is so important. It's why, by the way, this is when you guys already inherently know this, but it's why, we still pay to put signs in the yard. There's probably, people always like to question, what's the ROI with a return on investment on different marketing activities? What's the ROI on the sign? Because I don't know about you guys, but you don't get as many calls as you used to, right? Remember back in the day when people used to call you?
I used to get called. Oh, I just saw this house and I got your phone number off the sign.
That happens less and less these days.
I can't remember the last time it happened.
We still put signs in the yard, right? We still do that activity because it's branding, right? That is branding. That is local branding. So the same concept here is, except for we're going to leverage digital tools. And we're not going to rely just on current and featured listings. We can rely on recently sold listings. If you don't have that, you can also partner with your broker because they can help you. But you can do recently sold if you have a current listing, or you can even market an open house that you are able to. So same thing here. Now remember, the first step in the process is to publish some information. In this case, it's not a blog post. It's information about the listing, right? And I refer to these as a property landing page. And it's just this is one of our listings.
It's essentially a website where you have professional photos, video, and description, and a map of where the home is.
This is one of our actual listings currently on the market, by the way. If you've got about
it's right at $5.2 million.
$5.2 million. We're also accepting referrals for this home. But what we're doing is we're taking a web page. This is a page on our website that has information about this listing. And you've probably already done that if you have listings. And then what are we doing? We're creating an email. So remember the second step was to send that information to everybody that we know. Yeah. Last time, in the first month's example, I should say, we published information about what was going on in the real estate market, and we were sending an email marketing that. Well, in this case, we are just publishing information about some real estate, and now we're sending
send an
information,
email.
right? So in this case, the subject line for the email was lavish listing in Westlake, Austin, or West Austin for sale. And you can see that it basically, when they click on it, it's going to take them to learn about that listing. So I got a little photo of that listing. Great branding here. And so they can see that, hey, Gary sells real estate. Like, there's no doubt about Gary selling real estate. In this case, Gary's selling some expensive real estate because we're trying to, always increase our average sales price. Yeah. Now, here's what happens next. If you were to scroll down to the bottom of this email, you'd see a little PS. Okay.
So yeah, you use PS in every single email that you send out for us. Why is that so critical?
Well, the PS is important because, let me just hide the PS is important because it is oftentimes the only thing people will read. So in this case, it says, PS, if you would like to see my complete marketing plan, you can check it out here. Feel free to share this with anyone you know personally thinking of moving. And yes, I just realized there's a typo. This actually went out with a little bit of typo, but stuff happens and that's okay. But here's the thing. If you want to see my complete marketing plan, check it out here. So this tool positions you above the competition. Remember I said we were going to ethically sabotage the competition?
That's what this is doing.
Here's what's going to happen. So we've just marketed a listing in an email, and then they can click on a link to see the marketing plan that we use to sell the real estate.
So the process, these steps are still the same. You're just a little bit different in what you're in the content.
I'm just changing it up here. I'm just changing it up.
So talk us through this 8-week marketing plan.
This is it's a plan that has the kitchen sink of what we're going to do to market the listing.
So so in this whole plan, or this whole month, we're showing them that we're marketing real estate. We're showing them how we do it, and now we actually give them a document to show them exactly what we do.
It's just a link in the email. Not everyone's going to click on it. It's just people who read the PS who might be thinking of moving and would see this as being valuable. By the way, remember, what are we trying to do? We're trying to give people a reason to talk about our stuff, and we're trying to make it easier for that conversation to happen. If someone says, I'm thinking of moving to you, and you happen to receive a marketing plan on selling real estate, you are absolutely bringing that up.
Well, that time
you're probably going to forward that thing, right? That's why we're repeating this every so often, right? So in the email, just a little PS takes them to this property marketing plan, and that's it in this email. Now, what we do next, remember I said, then we're going to shoot a 1-minute video on that real estate, right? Because we're trying to continuously build up that reputation and brand.
So what's the content of this video?
This one, I literally just took one feature of this home and talked about it. In fact, I'll just play the video real quick because it's only 30-some seconds. So
what you're looking for here is a unique feature of the home to point out to people, and you're basically showing people again, hey, let me show you what it's like to work with me.
So 1-minute video, and I'll show you the stats here, but I'll show you the stats in a second. Let me just play the video. It's only 37 seconds. So one of the fun parts of my work is I get to go check out some pretty cool looking real estate. In fact, I'm here in one of the listings that we have on the market, which is actually owned by some famous folks. And I wanted to show you just one of the really cool things about it. If you look up there, you see those wooden beams up there, the ones that are on the way top. Jonathan, where are those from? They're from what are they from?
Chicago Stock Exchange.
From the Chicago Stock Exchange. That's something that makes this listing really unique. So if you've got, I don't know, between $5.5 to $6 million and you're interested in buying this home, give us a call. Just kidding, but not really. Call us. And we're back, Gary.
All right.
So you can see all I did, I walked through the house. I literally just used my phone.
You used the camera you had available.
I think I had a selfie stick that I walked around, and it was very informal. And a lot of times people will say, gosh, that was an expensive listing. How could you do it so informally? Here's the thing. Facebook doesn't care the format. Facebook rewards it based on what people are going to experience. And here's what Facebook has shared with us. People on Facebook, over 80% of the people on Facebook are viewing it on a mobile device, and they're viewing it like this, vertical.
Which is why you shot
Which is why I shot that video vertically.
Not like this.
Because it's a much better viewing experience. People are busy. They're not, just because you filmed it this way doesn't mean they're going to turn it that way.
No, you don't want to ask people to turn their phone. I mean, that's a lot of work.
It's a better viewing experience. And so, like, Facebook rewarded me with very low cost of advertising. In fact, let me just pull up the slides so I can show you just how many people saw it. I think at the time that way more people have seen this video to date, but I had taken that video, and within a few days, like some 1,700 people had seen this video. So you can see let's go to the next slide. So yes, 1,480 people actually watched it for at least 3 seconds. And then 56 people clicked on it to get more information.
Now, you must have spent a bundle of money to get this done.
$1 a day strategy.
$1 a day,
I'm
baby.
literally spending $1 a day here to get these types of results. So no, I don't have to spend tremendous amounts of money.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm working with the formats. What I'm doing is I'm leveraging Facebook. I'm leveraging this content. I'm leveraging the fact that we're sending this information out to everybody so that it gets low cost of advertising. And that's what I'm looking for is what's taking place is we're constantly reminding people that we sell real estate.
Mm-hmm.
We're constantly showing people that we sell real estate. We're constantly providing value to people connected to how we sell real estate, whether in the form of that property marketing plan or just the information in and of itself.
Now, when you promoted this, Chris, did you do it again? You promoted it to everybody who's in our database. So you uploaded our database into Facebook. You promoted it to them.
Same groups of people. Our database.
People who have been to our website.
People doing to our website. And I actually went a little bit step further into some of the farm areas that we're working in. So I just went a step further because I knew that we're trying to increase our average sales price, and so that would be useful. Now, remember, one of the next steps that we're going to do is individual messaging and follow-up, but we have an innovative tool that we can do this with. In fact, this came to us from one of our clients. It was a recommendation from one of our clients who's doing exactly what we're showing.
Yeah, Jim Pruitt.
Jim Pruitt and Hillary Gaynor, they're doing this strategy, and they came up with an innovation. They said, you know what? We decided to do group voicemails. We're not going to call people individually. We're going to use this tool called SlideDial. So write that down, slidedial.com. So with this tool on SlideDial, it allows you to record the voicemail.
Right.
And then it will send the voicemail to all the people that you have the phone number.
Yeah, what's great is it bypasses actually ringing the phone. It goes straight to voicemail. So it just looks like they have a voicemail from you.
So what do we say in that voicemail? Here's a script, remember, because we're marketing real estate. We're marketing this listing. Read this one.
Hey, this is Gary with Kreth Partners. I hope this message finds you well. I've got to put my real estate hat on for a minute. I want you to explain that in just a second.
Yep.
I've got to put my real estate hat on for a minute. We recently listed or held open or whatever, or sold a home that would be of interest to anyone in the market thinking of moving. If it wouldn't be too much to ask, would you mention this home to anyone you come across who's thinking of moving? Thanks so much for your help. Feel free to message me if you want more details about the home. Okay, take care of yourself. We'll catch up soon.
All right, so it's just a quick in and out.
What's this whole put my real estate hat on?
So if you were to pick up the phone and just start talking about business, all right, wouldn't that be a little bit strange?
It's almost intrusive.
Right. So here's the thing. You're checking in. I hope this finds you well. You're giving yourself a transition. So transitions are important. You think about in the movies, transitions, or a television show, transitions from one scene to the next is very important. Hey, when you're in a social engagement and social gathering, conversations that you're having, the transition, unfortunately, oftentimes can be abrupt, but an effective one just flows from one step to the next. This is the same in a script, right? So if you're using a script for a voicemail, or if you were going to do it old school and pick up the phone, you got to have the appropriate transitions. And I actually learned this from a trainer named Rick DeLuca, and that was his way. He would call people up and say, hey, let me just put my real estate ad on for a minute. And it just transitioned people like, okay.
It prepares the person. It's like, okay, great. Now we're going to talk about real estate.
The next thing that's of importance here is where it says, if it wouldn't be too much to ask, would you mention this home to anyone you come across who's thinking of moving? You're not actually asking them to do anything.
Yeah, but I'm kind of asking for a referral.
Only if someone they know has been thinking of moving, right? And so you're saying if it wouldn't be too much to ask, and that's really what you're asking, is if this happens, would you mind doing it? And they're, of course, no one's going to be like, I can't believe he asked me to mention this to anyone who I've run into who said they're going to move. No, that's a pretty reasonable ask, right? And then you're getting out of there quick. You're not trying to make some monologue that's going to be Oscar worthy. It's like, hey, all right, thank you. Message me if you got questions. We'll catch up later. Okay.
An Oscar worthy monologue voicemail. Love it.
So that is the script. And again, you're using that SlideDial tool to get this into people's inboxes on their phone, or their voicemail inboxes.
Yeah, by the way, I want to pause real quick. Are you guys finding this valuable? I love this. I love this whole 3-month, 90-day plan. If you're finding this valuable, head on over to the chat section. Tell us, because I'm loving this. Okay, keep going.
I needed to call out Hillary Pruitt Hillary Gaynor and Jim Pruitt, because they're the ones who did that little innovation on that slide dial tool. Because Gary was telling everybody, you need to pick up the phone. This is before, we started saying it's okay to use Facebook Messenger. Gary used to be like, you got to pick up the phone. You got to pick up the phone. And they were like, we don't really want to pick up the phone.
She's like, yeah, I pick up the phone once.
One time. And so they innovated and produced that slide dial tool. By the way, using this exact same strategy, this 3-month marketing plan and this 90-day marketing plan that I'm sharing with you guys that uses these 5 steps, Hillary literally went from selling $3 million a year to $3 million a month.
I want to pause. You said that really fast. She went from $3 million a year to $3 million a month. She is on track for $36 million this year.
By doing these 5 steps. In fact, Gary did an interview with Hillary,
which
and
is what
Jim,
this snapshot is.
I took a snapshot of, because every month we always, with our members, we like to share success stories and what's working, and what are the tactics that our people are doing. And so this was very useful and informative, because people, we got to learn an innovation from our fellow real estate clients who are out there. All right, so we're moving along very nicely. So before
this looks very familiar.
Let me wrap up month 2 here. That was the second month. Let me wrap up. So what did we do in that first week? Well, the first step was step 1, to publish useful real estate information. In this case, it was the featured listing. Remember, you can also use a recently sold campaign. And if you got no real estate, talk to your broker to see if you can get some permission to market some real estate from somebody in the office. Then we're sending an email out to link to that particular listing. We're creating a 1-minute video. I give you a whole week here, because you are going to have to probably get into that real estate if you can. If you can't get into the real estate, then just go in front of any old house and talk about that house, or whatever you got to do to make that video. Then we're going to post that information on social media, and then we're going to use group voicemail to follow up. And that's those 5 steps calendarized for you. Anyone who's taking screenshots or who wants to have a game plan for implementing month 2, that's what it is. Now, we're into the 3rd month, which is a very important one to do.
Yes.
Because this is how we start to get that instant expert status, that expert credibility.
This is known as expert positioning video.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. When you share your expertise and advice, and particularly when you do it in video format, it allows the value that you would normally give to somebody one-on-one, right? Which is really, that's what people are, that's what the experience that they want from us, right? And we're letting a lot of people see what that's like, right? So anyone who, in marketing, we call this results in advance. And what that means is that people get to experience what it's like to work with you without having to work with you yet. Okay.
Well, right. And there's no way for me to show thousands of people or hundreds of people what it's like to work with me any other way.
So, 3 fast facts for video marketing. I just thought I would share with you guys if you're not doing video marketing yet. Maybe some of these stats, maybe this training today has convinced you that it's something for you to explore and it's not that difficult. One is that 80% of viewers recall video ads they saw in the last 30 days, right? So the strategies for that 1-minute video, very important, because we're promoting those video ads. They're essentially video ads, and 80% of viewers are recalling that over a 30-day period. Okay. Now we're repeating it every 30 days. So 80% of the people are always reminding, oh, that's right, I saw Gary and Chris doing that real estate stuff. Another thing to remember is viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it in video, compared to only 10% when reading it in a text.
That's a fascinating statistic.
It is. It's because we engage the ears and the eyes, and it's experiential.
Is that why I can remember quotes from Star Wars movies and I can't remember what I read yesterday?
Exactly. The Force be with you. I mean, like these things we remember because we experience them, and we experience those ads or we experience those videos when we view them. And get this, people in firms using video get 6 times the leads than people who are not. And so these are studies that I came across online.
I can't find any more compelling reason to shoot video rather than that. Okay.
So the first step then is, remember, we're going to publish some useful real estate information.
Yep.
What I'm going to do, I got another video. I'm not going to play the whole video because it's kind of long. I think this one I ended up, we ran maybe 2.5 minutes or something like that. So let me find it here. There it is. So I'm only going to play like a little bit of this video, but this is the video that we shot. And by the way, the remaining steps are going to look very familiar, but I just wanted to show you the video so you can see what we're talking about when we say we're going to share expertise. This one's a little bit higher production quality. It's got some nice lighting and stuff like that, but let's take a look at this video.
Let's do it.
Hi, this is Chris Scott.
And I'm Gary Kreth of Kreth and Scott Homes. And today we're here to answer the question, what are you going to do to attract buyers to my home?
Well, Gary, that's an excellent question because there's the way people used to do it, and then there's the way we do it today.
Mm-hmm.
So in the old days of selling real estate, and I joke around by saying in the old days of selling real estate, but in the old days, people, real estate professionals, would put a sign in the yard, they would put the home in the MLS, and then they would pray that it sells, right? And so that's how we used to do it in the old days.
Ah, well, you could get away with it then, but times they have changed. So Chris, what is critical now?
And we're back, Gary.
Yep.
And so that video continued to go on with some tips on what we specifically do to market homes in the market. So what we do is we take that video, and I actually hosted that, I think it's on YouTube. And then let me pull up my slide deck real quick. Oops. So there's the video. I take that video.
Yep.
I'll put it on our website on a blog post.
Kind of similar to the
similar
others.
to what we did.
Yeah.
Because I shot the video, I had very little writing that I had to do. I just put a little descriptive blurb below there because the effort went into the video itself.
Okay.
And then what do? I post this on social media, right? And then what do? I send it out
In an email. Fantastic. And I would imagine you have a PS down there as well.
I want so before I get to the PS, so what I've done is same steps, right? We're just publishing the information, sending an email out, putting it onto social media. In this case, the email is, how will you market my home? And all it does is it links them to the video on the blog where we shared it, okay?
Right.
And so that's, again, repeating the same steps over and over again. Now, I do have a little bit of a PS here, okay? This one's slightly different from the previous PS. In the previous PS, I had linked my property marketing plan. This new PS is a little bit different. So in this PS, let me just hide the camera so you can see us for a second. So the PS is, if you or someone you know want more real estate tips and resources, check out my client welcome kit and get access to all the services I provide. Click here to view it. This is a tool that makes recommending you easier, okay? This is a tool. So you might be out wondering, well, what's a client welcome kit? You know, we don't have client welcome kits in real estate. What the heck is he talking about? And so a client welcome kit is just simply information of what it's like and what to work with you. What are the services that you provide? What's the information that I should have? You know, what's some useful things that I should know?
Some education.
Education, right? And so that's what this is. It's just a document. And you can host this online and just make it available to people. And, you know, it's for us, it's got information about us so they know a little bit more about working with us. Now, remember, this client welcome kit is it's a client recommendation machine, right? So we're sending this out. This is a tool for people to talk about us. It is a tool to make it easier for people to talk about us.
Kind of like that whole word of mouth, those two steps
it's
there.
It's a very effective word of mouth tool. And the reason is this is a tool it's just value. It's just value bundled up in a different format. So we've got some home buying resources in here. We talk about the advantages of why working with us as opposed to somebody else. So all of these real estate tips, right? We make offers of help in our client welcome kit. So, you know, someone who got it, who was maybe thinking of selling now sees that we can also help them with buying real estate. So we take that and then we just bundle this up into what we refer to as the Home Buyer Direct Access Program. We also, of course, want to make sure we talk a lot about the advantages of selling real estate with us. You know, perhaps they came to us because they were first thinking of buying, and now they see that we are also competent at selling homes. But this, as a referral tool, completes the picture for anybody who has gotten a recommendation to us, anyone who's been referred to us. Heck, even if they already have worked with us or their contacts in our database and maybe they haven't worked with us yet, now they're seeing our competence, they're seeing why they should work with us. And so this is a tool to promote those opportunities up, because when they get that email and they have a client welcome kit, they run through it. If they wanted to talk real estate, you're the person. You're the person.
You know what else I love about this, Chris? I send this to people who are not yet clients of mine.
Yeah, it's a lead conversion tool, right? It's a lead conversion tool.
If you begin treating people like they are already your clients, they will begin behaving as if they are your clients. So this is a great tool to start converting those people, even friends and family that you know, into thinking about themselves as a client of yours instead of just friends or family.
And so a client welcome kit also outlines what the experience is, what are the benefits. So we let them know we're going to be sending them monthly reports, monthly information, right? We're just telling them what we're going to send them every month.
A lot of that content Chris was talking about earlier.
We're just positioning these steps as monthly reports that they're going to receive so they can expect them. We let them know that if they need a referral to a service professional, that we've got a professional network. This is just another service that we provide. We're packaging up things that you would normally do. If someone needs a referral to a lender, if someone needs a referral to a carpet cleaner, you're ready that you're ready to refer and recommend folks. And so you're just turning that thing that you would do anyway into something of value by packaging it up.
Huge offer of value. And by the way, Chris, when we send this out, I get people who say, man, we were actually thinking about doing this, but we didn't know who to call. Thank you so much for offering that.
Right. Hey, because we're constantly industry, we're always working with people and finding who we can trust. And so I've got the short list for you for referrals and recommendations to different service providers. And that's it, right? So that's it. That's the client welcome kit. That's just the PS in the email.
You want to synthesize the month for us here, Chris?
So we did say, I actually changed this a little bit because we were recording that tips video. So we'll shoot some video tips, publish that video on the blog. I'll give you a whole week to do that first step, okay? Then we're going to boost those. We're actually going to take that same video, run an ad for it. So that shouldn't take you a whole week because you already got the video. You email that out to everybody, and then individual messenger. And then in this case, you can either do the group voicemail or you can do the individual follow-up via messenger. It's up to you. I like using a tool like Messenger because it's an easy way to be able to spark real dialogue and conversation with people, but it does so in a way that's not invasive. Messenger is not something where people are going to be like, oh, why are you texting me? It's like Messenger. Oh, I wonder what Gary has to say.
Yeah.
And so that's why I like that tool. But there you synthesize it for the month. Now, I've got a question for you guys, which is, do you want the templates and tools to start marketing today? The templates that I talked about are the property marketing plan template that I used as the PS for the second email that went out in month 2. I've got a special bonus gift. Stay tuned for details where you can get our property marketing plan, which will show your listing prospects and your leads how you stand out in the market as a listing expert agent. But I also have another template that we just covered, which is our client welcome kit template. So you can make it easy for people to recommend you while educating your contacts on the services and value you perceive. So I've got these templates, and you can get them as bonus gifts today when you join our marketing club. Okay, so when you join our marketing club, you can get both of these templates. You might be wondering, what the heck is this marketing club? Well, we created our club to help you stand out and get recognized for your expertise using tools, technology, and marketing that make real estate fun. Couple of reports from some of our members. Cynthia says, PA, Paperless Agent, is incredible. I've been a member since 2015. If you are new in real estate, save yourself money and time and go no further. Paperless Agent is the most valuable real estate and resources, hands down. Thank you, Cynthia. Lisa says, when I was a brand new agent in 2013, I discovered the Paperless Agent, and they are the best. I credit much of my 6-figure success to them. That's to us. And so thank you, Cynthia and Lisa. Our club, here's what you can expect, is that it's designed to get you to achieve at that expert agent level where you can get clients on demand. It's where you can generate consistent and predictable income. It's where you have systems to replicate leads and save you time. It's where you can get recognized for your great service, and ultimately where clients place a premium on your expertise, okay? Teresa reports back to us. She says, I want to say a huge thank you to the Paperless Agent team. Thank you, Gary, Jordan, Chris, and the whole team behind the scenes. Get this, guys. So she says they actually tripled their income in 2017.
Tripled their income.
They sold over $9 million, all because they followed the Paperless Agent plan. Now, you might be wondering, what is the plan that Teresa is referring to? This is our 5-step career acceleration plan. Step 1 is we want to build a powerful online presence. Step 2 is we want to market to our base. Step 3 is we want to ace every single listing appointment and every listing opportunity. Step 4 is we want to scale and replicate leads on demand. And step 5 is we want to help you put your practice on autopilot. And that is the plan. Now, we have the features within our club that help you accomplish this 5-step career acceleration plan. Every single month, we give you new training topics on whether it's getting listings, on marketing, on social media, even tools and productivity. I had already mentioned this earlier during today's training, but as a club member, you're going to get new marketing campaign materials every single month. You get blog posts, marketing emails, social media posts, and even marketing and ad templates. If that wasn't enough, when you become a member, you also get a Google-friendly marketing website to look good online. We automatically post blogs on your behalf, so you always have new content being posted every single month. You can create property landing pages if you wanted to market listings, if you wanted to market real estate, and there's even lead generation pages in there for you to put to use to start generating leads. And don't worry, this website is not meant to replace your current website. This is just meant to help you look good online and make it easier for folks to find you while giving you an opportunity to implement the campaigns that we train you on in our club. Our club members get access to tools, our resource library. There's hundreds of tutorials, instructional videos, implementation plans, and how-to guides. Just a few more reports from some of our members. Teresa says, you guys made me a rock star. I've been in the business since 1992, and I had never had a plan I could faithfully follow that works. I can't thank you enough. Todd says, I've been an agent 20 years. Nothing else compares to what you guys provide. If an agent can't use your resources to make it happen for them, they need to go do something else. Well, thank you, Teresa, and thank you, Todd. To get the features so that you can implement the plan that we've been talking about today, you would literally spend hundreds of dollars every single month getting them from other firms. To get the marketing materials, that's at least $100 a month. Marketing website, you could end up spending another $100 a month. Templates and training, another $100 a month. Getting recognized in your marketplace, you really can't place a price on that. But you can join our club, get the templates, get everything that we've been talking about today for only $67. That's right, you heard me correctly. Only $67 a month. You can get all of the templates, all of these features. You can easily cancel, hassle-free, no questions asked. There's no contract and there's no commitment. Let me repeat that again, because everyone always asks, how long does this last? How long do I have to commit for? There's no contract. There's no commitment. You can easily cancel, hassle-free, okay? Tracy reports back to us, this is a resource. She's referring to our membership. It is so chock full at the crazy best price, coaching and resources, no hidden fees, invest in yourself and business now. Don't wait. Over my 8 years, wasted a lot of money elsewhere. My best investment to date. Thank you, Tracy. I've got an extra special bonus gift for you today when you sign up. It's our Facebook on $1 a day implementation plan. This is going to help you boost your presence to build word of mouth and position yourself as an expert on Facebook for only $1 a day. I'm going to throw that in as a bonus gift when you sign up right now, so that you're going to get our property marketing plan template, you're going to get the client welcome kit template, and you're going to get that Facebook on $1 a day template. All you have to do is click on the turquoise button there on the website, or excuse me, on your screen here, and what you're going to see is you'll be able to sign up. I encourage you to sign up now so you can get all of these bonus gifts today. I have the URL on there, but it's going to be easier for you to click on that turquoise button. But if for whatever reason you're not seeing that, go to thepaperlessagent.com/myplan to be able to get these gifts when you join the club today.
So Chris, what I also did is I put that link at the top of the chat section up there. It says, get your bonuses today and join the club for just $67. And then there's the link. So go click on that link or click on the blue link that says join club now. That'll take you to our sign up page. As soon as you sign up, you're going to receive a couple of emails from us. And one of those emails is going to have your login information. You literally within seconds of signing up can log in and download these resources, the property marketing plan template, the client welcome kit template, which by the way are both, they're templates that you can download in either Microsoft or into Apple product templates and use those. So it's like Keynote or PowerPoint, and you can download them, modify them, and start using it today. So go sign up right now as we get to Q&A, and keep your questions coming. Chris, we've got lots of,
before we get into the Q&A, I just wanted to point a few things out.
Okay.
And I want to come back to this 5-step career acceleration plan, because this
this is really important because I have a lot of questions about this.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to answer the questions we got.
Okay. All right.
I'm just letting you know there are a lot of questions about the 5-step acceleration plan.
When you join our club, the process that we're walking you through is this 5-step career acceleration plan. We even have this as like a 30-page document that walks you through exactly how to go through these 5 steps. It gives you all the training and the resources that you need to be able to implement these 5 steps. And by the way, you're not going to accomplish all 5 steps in a day, right?
No.
Or even 5 days. This is a career acceleration plan. So, it's going to take a little bit of time to accomplish all of these. And depending on where you're at in your career, you might have some of this in place already. But I wanted to explain a little bit more about what each one of these things mean. And so, having a powerful online presence, the reason we address that as the first step in the plan is you never want to lose an opportunity to a Google search. What do I mean by that? Is that, according to Google, they did a study, and what they found is anyone who's thinking of buying or selling real estate, before they reach out to their real estate professional, that they research that individual or individuals extensively online.
Even if it's a referral or
even
a past
if it's
client.
A referral, even if it's a past client, people go online just to get our contact information. They go online to validate, right? They go to validate what they've been told or what they felt or what they recall. And so they're going to go online to validate that experience. And that's where they see our online presence at that moment in time when they decide to Google us.
You know who this reminds me of? This reminds me of one of our members of the club, Mary Anglin.
Yes, Mary Anglin has done a phenomenal job with this. And what she's done, and like so many of our members, she's done is when you go to Google and you go look for her, you're going to see all the social media sites that she has. You're going to see the reviews and ratings. You're going to see her website. You're going to see a powerful online presence that is designed to build up confidence in the viewer, right? You go search Gary, for example. Go type in Gary Kreth Austin. You're going to see that we work on his online presence, and it's designed to build confidence so that when you go do that Google search, people are like, okay, Gary's the person for me to reach out to, right?
Yeah, because you're either showing up really powerfully or not,
or you're giving people like reason to question your competence.
Yeah, because they don't go online to see to justify them to hire you. They go online to see.
They're looking for cracks. They're looking to validate, right?
Why do I not want to hire this person?
So that's why it's so important. Before you do the other activities, is you got to have that powerful online presence. One of the steps, by the way, that's why we give everybody a marketing website, is so that you've got this standalone profile site out there that always looks good, it's always up to date, and it's a good representation of you. Which then leads to the second step. So you got your powerful online presence. Now you can start marketing to your base. Today's training was all about marketing to your base, right? It's building up that word of mouth, building up that word of click, getting more referrals, getting more recommendations, having more people know who you are and reach out to you. That's all marketing to your base. Hillary Gaynor, Jim Pruitt, we use them as
Gary Kreth.
Gary Kreth.
I do want to share this story, Chris, is that you came to me one day and you said, Gary, because you're in my email database, right? And he's like, Gary, I haven't received a message from you in some time. How long has it been since you haven't sent a message out? And I'm like, a while. And it was quite some while. And so what we did is we reinitiated this marketing to the base strategy. And what happened is within just a few months, we increased our production, by $10.5 million in production just by following this plan.
Yeah. And I mean, Hillary Gaynor, right?
She went from $3 million a year,
$3 million a month, following that plan to market to your base. And this is where the low-hanging fruit is. This is where the bread and butter of all your business is going to happen. If you are effectively marketing to your base, when you go to do all the other lead generation activities, they capitalize on that, right? But that leads us to the next step, which is acing every listing appointment. And it really expands into being able to focus on a listing business. You see, once you're marketing to your base, you've got business coming in very steadily, and you're happy with that. But now the goal is to focus on something that's more scalable, which, just focusing on buyers is not scalable because there's not enough hours in the day.
You remember when we were talking about at the height of my career, when I was selling real estate full time, I could manage 50 listings at a time.
You can't manage 50 buyers.
It's physically impossible. Like, you can't work 24 hours a day. It's not possible. So by being able to ace every listing appointment, it gives you leverage with your clients. It gives you leverage with your time. It gives you leverage with your business.
Yeah, and acing every listing appointment is more than just the actual activity of the listing itself or the listing appointment. It's the promises that you make so that you're attracting more of those opportunities, which is essential today because in our market anyway, and I think in many markets across the country where inventory is a little bit more scarce, listings are harder to come by, and the competition is very fierce for them, we must ace every listing opportunity. And that's why we focused on that in step 3 of this career acceleration plan. Step 4 is where everybody always wants to get to. Show me how to easily low cost replicate leads on demand, right? And I think, unfortunately, if you're not doing the first 3 steps, you are literally going to waste money. You're literally going to throw money down the drain. Scale and replicating leads on demand, this is where you start doing more Facebook. This is maybe where you're doing more Google. This is maybe where you're working with home search sites. What's required here? It's systems, right? It's checklists. It's getting things to where, yes, you've got everything working to maximize every opportunity. You're nurturing those leads, hopefully not doing that all on your lonesome, but you've got processes to do so. But that's what step 4 is like, because if you can if you're able to scale and replicate leads on demand and have those automatically in a process conversion, now you're getting to a place where you can begin putting some things on autopilot. What do I mean by that? Maybe you need to hire a VA. Maybe you're hiring an assistant. Maybe you're hiring someone to help you with your marketing. Heck, you might be getting to the point where you're looking at maybe getting a buyer's agent or starting to build a team or a brokerage, or whatever that looks like for you. Hey, maybe you just want to take some more time off and do some travel. Whatever that looks like, that's putting your practice on autopilot. And those 5 steps, we provide you the tools, we provide you the training, and our hope is that you start working through this process like our clients have, right? We want you to be able to report back to us like John Diaz, where he's acing every listing opportunity, where he was struggling, he was like wanting to get out of selling
he
real
almost
estate.
decided to quit real estate because every single listing client said, well, you discount your commission 1 or 2 points, and he was competing with multiple agents every single time, and he's like pulling his hair out. He's like, I'm sick and tired of this. And we're like, John, you got to ace this listing appointment, bro. And what he did, he nailed it, and now he goes in there. He's the only agent being interviewed, and he's demanding a premium in a place where it's commonplace to have like a 5% commission. He's demanding 6, 7, sometimes 9%. So you want to talk about acing?
So we also want to hear back from you, like when it comes to scaling and replicating leads on demand. I've featured a number of our members in this area, like Christopher Dean, who's on the Monica Foster team out of the Houston area. They're the number 4 team in Houston. They sold $92 million last year in real estate, and he kills it with Google Ads. And he actually got onto one of our training sessions and showed everybody, here's what I'm doing with Google Ads, so that they can scale and replicate leads on demand. And so we want to hear your success stories as you walk through this process. Now, I just wanted to spend some time addressing that so that everyone understood that when you join the club, this is the focus for you. Now let's get to Q&A, because I'm sure we had a lot of them.
We do. And as Chris spoke about, when you log in, when you sign up and you're getting all these bonuses, as soon as you log in, you are going to see that 5-step career acceleration plan documentation. Chris said it's a 30-page documentation that you can literally start at the very beginning and start going through the process. So with that, let's get to some Q&A, Chris, because we've got a lot of questions. Lorenzo says, what's the regular price per month after this promo expires? It always stays at $67
$67 a month. You will pay no more than $60 a month, $67 a month, as long as you don't cancel. I mean, if we raise prices in the future, it will not affect you.
Yep. Richard says, is there Canadian content?
So for the marketing materials that we provide on a monthly basis, which include the blog posts and the emails, when we end up pursuing a topic that is too U.S. specific in terms of its references or its stats, in those cases, we do create a second version for our Canadian brothers and sisters so that they have something that you guys can send out.
Yep.
Now, we change up topics every single month with the marketing materials, a broad range of topics, everything. It's always real estate related. It's always real estate connected because, like I said earlier, we want you to be positioned as an expert. They're not ours. You make them yours. We don't put our information on it. It's entirely yours to utilize. We don't even put like a copyright on there because we don't want people to think that, this way it looks like you produced it.
Yeah, we don't want people to think you bought it, even though you did. But
making it easy, but
it's yours.
There's no reason to point it out to people, right?
All right, Kimberly Bader says, I've been following you guys for months while studying to get my license. You have great and valuable information, and I'm excited to finally get to join the club. I passed my exam last Wednesday.
Nice.
Boom! Congratulations, Kimberly. That is
awesome.
What?
You gotta tell her about Chip Barkell, because Chip got into the club like literally.
So yeah, Chip Barkell out of Toronto, Canada. He joined our club 2 days after he got his license. He's been in the club now for 5 years. And of course, he started with zero business, zero database. He did everything we taught him to. I just actually talked to him a few weeks ago. I featured him on member training. That guy is crushing it. This year, he will close over 15 million.
Wow.
And he has over 30 million in the pipeline to close. So yes, it works. Congratulations, Kimberly. Welcome to the club. If you're brand new in real estate, if you're a newer agent, if you're seasoned, I'm very well seasoned.
I think here's the thing. Why this works? Well, the strategies are proven. It's not like just Gary and I prove it out. I mean, so many of our members, they go do it. They report back to us the innovations that they make. In fact, you can always go onto our private Facebook group where all of the members are and ask them questions, ask them what they're doing. That's where I get my inspiration of things that I want to do that's innovative. I go in there, I find what other people are doing. I can't tell you how many times I've gone in there, got inspired to do something new. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Gary are here, we're sharing what we know, but it's not like we're experts at every single thing in real estate. Real estate's a very broad field, and there's been people doing a lot of different stuff for a long time. So we love to be able to feature those members, sometimes on member trainings, right? We'll feature them in a training that you guys get to see, like whether it's on Google, on Facebook, or doing listings. But they are also accessible in that private Facebook group. And, I've seen conversations in our private Facebook group that range from, I'm a new agent, what should I do, to, hey, what do you guys think of this Facebook ad campaign, to, I'm having an argument with my broker, what should I do? I mean, like, it's full
all
range advice. And the thing is, there's literally thousands of years of collective wisdom there.
I love it because it's a safe community of like-minded professionals in real estate that we can all learn from each other. Okay, I'm going to get to the next question because we've got a lot here, Chris. This one is for you. Richard says, is the blog content editable?
Yes, it's using a WordPress website platform, so you'll be able to go in there. You can add your own blogs. You can edit them. You can create pages. You can have edit. We're just making it a little bit easier for you by putting and pre-populating that content, putting that content in there for you and posting it on your behalf. You can actually turn off the auto posting feature if you wanted to look at it and, edit before it got published, and that's fine. A little innovative. I would actually not do that. I would just let it publish because then you got to deal with it. I would let it publish, and then from time to time, I would actually take those 1-minute videos that you're shooting and drop those on those blog posts as well. So just to make them stand out a little bit more. But yes.
Tahana says, so it's only $67 every month?
Yes, it's only $67 every month. Is that hard to believe or something?
Chris, I've been selling real estate for 22 years, and I'm telling you, I do a lot of market research. It is impossible to believe that it's only $67 a month.
Gary's always telling me we should raise our prices. We should raise prices.
In fact, share with me. As you're signing up today, should we raise our prices to $197 a month tomorrow?
I am not going to do it. Here's why. I believe, and this is just my own philosophy, and fortunately Gary has agreed. We joke around with raising prices.
I do agree.
But, my philosophy is that, people need help. We should make it as affordable and as accessible as we possibly can. And in doing so, we can attract enough folks where we can continue to reinvest and provide more value and resources.
Yeah.
And so here's what I know. You might be at any range of the scale. You might be selling real estate 20 years and you're just looking for innovative things to do. And I want to make it easier for you to get in there, right? Maybe you're new, right? Like Kimberly, and you need to make stuff work. At $67, I know I've made it easy, I've made it affordable. And when you start putting these tools to work, like you start using the marketing materials, you attend a training every now and then, you got a website that's going. I mean, here's what I know is that the stuff works. It works for Gary, it works for our real estate practice, it works for our other members that we share the success stories from. And so I know it can work for you as well.
Yeah.
But I know that you got to get in there to begin. And so that's why $67 a month today.
All right, as I get to the next question, head on over, click on that button that says Join Club Now and get started right now. Chris, Anna and Lori, both said, are these materials state specific?
No, so we don't always do the market stats, right? So we'll do that a couple times a year, and in those cases, what we do is we'll take the national stats and interpret them and what that means for people. Because at the national level, you have the things that are influencing the entire real estate market. Even though real estate's local, there are still things at a national level that influence the overall real estate market. So, but we go into so many different topics where it's not just here's what's happening in the market. We've got topics on how to hire a real estate professional, how to market a home, how to buy a home, what's your buying power and how to calculate your buying power, mortgage tips. I mean, every single month it's a different topic, always real estate related. We even get into real estate connected discussions that we know viewers and consumers are going to want to read, like home design trends, right? So things that we know are relevant to the housing consumer that, they may not read the whole thing every time. The fact is, what are you doing? It's value. You're promoting this value and you're doing it in all those 5 different ways. But so we don't need to get into the different local markets because we're taking it from a topical view of what people would be interested in. You can, however, do your own variation. Let's say, for example, you wanted to do a regular update on what's happening in the market. You can absolutely use the tools that we're providing you with because, you can do the video and you can use the website to implement that strategy of doing a supplemental update. There's a lot of people who do this. In fact, Mary Anglin, I mentioned earlier, she does this very regularly. In fact, she took our training from one of our sessions on YouTube and then became like a YouTube master. And so she does video, and you'll see her videos in the private Facebook group, but she does videos on YouTube and on Facebook, and she'll do like here's what's going on in the market, and she's got a great example. I mean, like hers look really good. I mean, she looks like a pro. She's using her iPad and some lighting. She's not like
just really affordable lighting.
Very affordable.
But man, she looks sharp.
She looks sharp.
Yeah.
She's been practicing and rehearsing, so she sounds sharp, and it's great value. And here's the thing. She is doing it so well. She got recognized by some YouTube training folks as a YouTube master, and they invited her to come on and train. And we actually did this. I heard that, and I was like, you know what? You're in our club. You got to tell everybody what you're doing.
So she came on and she shared
with
everybody.
She did a member training with that as well. And so, yeah, you can absolutely do that every single month whenever, the MLS or wherever you get your stats from on what's happening in your local market is shoot a 1-minute video saying, hey, just fresh off the press, right? Just share one stat. Fresh off the press, home sales did this. And here's what it means for buyers. Here's what it means for sellers. If you're not doing anything, here's what that means for you. Yeah. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out to me or message me. All right. So that's what you can do with those 1-minute videos. And yes, our platform supports that.
Yep. All right. Richard says, we're a team of 2. We assume that the website would be for both of us. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Was that what that is?
Oh, that was thumbs up.
Okay, cool. Sometimes when he does it, I don't know if he's thinking. I don't know what he's doing.
It's a universal yes.
Joanne says, I'll synthesize this. Do you have customer support?
We absolutely do. You can always email us. Actually, right now, if you got questions, you can type them in a chat. But if you wanted to hang out with customer support, you can email them at support@thepaperlessagent.com, and they'll be happy to respond and take care of any questions that you have.
All right, I have to apologize to everybody because apparently I caused a little bit of heart flutters there when I was joking about increasing the price.
He's not going to.
I'm not going to. What Chris was talking about is, so Kimberly, I'll just read this. She says, in all caps, please don't raise your prices. When you're starting out, there are fees for everything, and you make it possible to get this training. When I first saw your webinar, I thought there's no way I'll be able to afford this club, but you make it possible. So thank you. That's wonderful. That's beautiful sentiment. No, we're not raising our price. The point is if we do decide to raise the prices in the future, you're grandmothered or grandfathered into the $67. Yeah. So if we raise our prices, you're stuck at $67. It won't go up.
Yeah,
that's what we meant, and I apologize if my joking caused any sort of problem there. Lou Sanderson said, but isn't WordPress difficult to work with?
Yeah, so what we did is normally WordPress is a pain in the butt. So what I did is I had our tech team create a very specific implementation of WordPress where we've stripped out all the hassle. We've removed all the things that make it difficult. And so all you have to do is like put your image on there, point a domain to it, and you could literally do nothing after that. And then after that, we made it easy if you wanted to add pages. But no, you can have your website set up and running in about 10 minutes with us. You don't have to do anything other than complete the setup process, get a domain and point that, and we walk you through how to do all of those steps. So yes.
And as a reminder, we're posting those blog articles on
Yeah, so
your
you don't
website on your
have to
behalf.
do anything. You don't have to do anything with it, which makes it a heck of a lot easier. And yes, you're right. Most website products that are out there, whether it's WordPress or anything, is kind of a hassle factor. And I attribute it to engineers making it for like engineers,
Yes.
as opposed to people who are selling real estate figuring out how can I do this? What's really necessary? Here's the thing: we're not a website company per se, which is why we don't have to keep trying to push out crazy new features to get attention. We just know what works, and so we do the things that work, and
Yep.
we don't try to. It's included in the membership. You don't even have to use it if you don't want to. It's not a big deal. There's plenty of reason to join outside of the website in and itself. So you may never set it up, and that's fine. Maybe just use the marketing materials. Maybe you just want to get the bonus gifts and attend the training, and those are perfectly good reasons to join. And at $67 a month, I believe it's still a good deal.
Mark has a great question.
Yes.
Mark says, so do you send your welcome kit by regular mail, snail mail, or email, or do you deliver it to them personally?
You can do whatever you find appropriate. For me, I like to make, I'm a real estate digital marketer.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I do a lot of digital type stuff.
Yes.
And so I will put that in any kind of digital format in terms of sharing it. However, also our market tends to be more digital friendly. If we were, let's say, working, let's say we were working one of the retirement communities in Florida, I'd probably be printing, I would be printing that out.
Yeah, so basically, what you want to do is you want to always give your customer what they want in the format or mode or medium that they want it. And if they are accustomed to so here's an example. Mm-hmm. So my younger brother, Jonathan, he's on our team. He's on our team. We're all on the Kreth Partners team together. And he prefers, because he lives in a luxury golf course community, he prefers to print out this monthly stuff and mail it to them. And he always has a stack in his golf cart with him. So as he's playing golf, he's like, here you go. I mean, it's great, but it works for him because that's what they want. He's giving them what they want. So do it in the manner that suits you.
That reminds me, we have clients who had reported in the private Facebook group. One of their things that they like to do is they will take one of the things that we provide is a PDF report for the monthly marketing materials, right? So we provide you a blog post and an email and all this other stuff, social media posts. There's a 2-page PDF where it synthesizes the blog post into just a nice designed PDF report. And like it used to be, I would suggest people email that out to people. Well, these days, it's just put a link to the blog. So, but we still create it. We have a lot of people using it. And someone told me what they were doing is they take that monthly report, and when they're going and hoping an open house, they actually print that out, and they customize it. So they've got their photo and their contact information on there. And they have it available there as a handout, right? They got a few of them, right? So they'll have a few of them where it's like, hey, if you are looking to hire a real estate agent,
so smart, because depending on what people are interested in,
got a few different ones, and they say, hey, you want any of this information? I'd be happy to provide it to you. And so it's just one more way of using it. And so, I mean, here's the thing: there's a lot of creativity outside of even what that the voicemail. The group voicemail is just one example of client innovations or member innovations, because we've got what we do. We've got a lot of people out there also pushing the envelope in terms of what they do. Join the membership so you can get access to not just us, but to all of that good stuff taking place with our members.
Okay. Adita said, what's an easy blog program to use? Ours. It's the easiest because you don't have to do anything. Because
we do it for you, yeah.
Mark says, so in that video, why was the map behind Gary backwards? So here's the thing.
Because there's a Facebook Live.
Facebook Live, I don't know why. They flip it backwards. Everything will be backwards with a Facebook Live. Now, if you shoot a regular video and upload it to Facebook, it's fine. I don't know. I'm not even going to try and hazard a guess as to why that is. Jill says, will we also receive your marketing plan, listing scripts, and templates if we join the club? Yeah, you get that property marketing plan template.
Yeah.
So yes, Jill, go click on that blue button. It says Join Club Now. In fact, I'm going to ask, would you take that link and post it in the chat section so everybody has that again? We're going to post it in the chat section for you again so that you know exactly where it is. Okay. Next question. Richard says, Chris, can the website URL be a single page within our current website? I suppose so. And they can just make. Can they link our website as a subdomain or sub?
Well, what you can do, yes, Richard, what you could do is create, if you have another website that has its domain, you can create a subdomain and then have that like a, yes. But you're probably going to need a little bit of help. You're probably going to have to chat with Emma on exactly how to make that happen. Emma's on our support team.
Yeah.
And she'll be able to help you out there.
Doris says, I'm not so good with Facebook. Can I easily implement this?
You know, out of all the tools, Facebook, out of all the marketing tools available, if you're following the strategy that I shared with you today, yes. In fact, that's why I included the Facebook on $1 a day implementation plan. Now, there are ways to use Facebook that are way more complex and way more complicated. And yes, we do provide training on how to do that as well. In fact, when you become a member, we got everything from, just how to get up and running on Facebook to here's how you create Facebook Messenger bots. I mean, we're big on Facebook. But today's strategy, what I shared with you, is something that I believe anybody and everybody can do on Facebook, because it's just a matter of focusing on putting good information together, like in the form of that video, and you can do that using your phone, and then just marketing to the people that you're connected to. So yes, you can. We do provide you with the support and tools through the training and education to make that easier for you to use Facebook. By the way, out of all the things that we did here, like, sharing that information, shooting that video, posting that, and boosting that information, those are the critical steps, right? Out of the 5 steps. Remember, all we're doing is repeating those 5 steps. Within Facebook, there's it's only one or two. I guess it's 2 out of the 5 steps, because you're shooting that video and sharing that and then posting it on social media, or posting the content on social media. So it does rely on some Facebook, but the steps that we're requiring of you in terms of how to use Facebook to accomplish those steps, it's pretty minimal.
Awesome.
You won't have to worry about setting up Facebook Messenger bots using ManyChat. We do provide training
unless
on that.
you want to.
You're not going to have to worry about doing any advanced editing, because you're just shooting 1-minute videos doing your phone. But we do provide training on advanced video stuff. So we try to address the full scope, because I know you're going to have people who just started, just got their license and are starting right now. And then we've got people who've been doing this for 30 years. And so what we try to do is have a nice range. We have a nice range of topics for everyone. The only reason we're able to do that, by the way, is Gary and I have been doing this since 2013. So we've been doing this for 6 years now. And so over that time, we've built up this body of knowledge and resources that allow us to provide you that full scope. If we just started last year, there's no way we could do that. We now get to leverage the fact that we've been doing this for several years now.
And when Chris is talking about doing this, he's talking about training and educating and sharing through the Paperless Agent.
We've been
not selling real estate.
No, we've been in this business. Gary's been in 22 years. I've been in marketing real estate for 20. But in terms of training people and providing resources, it has been 6 years that we've been providing training.
Good question here from Cynthia Haber. How long are you running the 1-minute videos on Facebook? 1 week, 2 weeks? How long are you running those?
Oh, so it depends on how good the video is.
And so when you say how good, what does that mean?
So if I'll start by running those on Facebook for $1 a day. And here's what will happen is usually in about a week to 2 weeks, I'll circle back and I'll look at it and say, how's it doing?
Mm-hmm.
And on my videos that are doing well, and actually when I first started, I forget what the cost was, but let's say it would be 10 cents to get somebody to watch a big chunk of that video. And so I did that, and the videos that were more than 10 cents, I would turn off, and the ones that were below, I would leave on. I've gotten it now down because I keep doing that process over and over again, where I should be able to accomplish that 10-second view for about 2 or 3 cents. I get a through play, which is 15 seconds long for around 4 cents, but that's what I'm shooting for.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Some of my best ones, they're under a penny, right? So, and I just leave those on indefinitely because I know that that's doing very good stuff for us. So yes, what I do is I constantly run them and I turn off the ones that are underperforming the average, and I keep on the ones that are outperforming the average. So, the way I look at it for the one video standpoint, and you'll learn from the Facebook on a $1 a day implementation plan, this is where I got this whole thing from, is that over time, when you have these over time, you're going to have all these videos out there, and you have them going for $1 a day, and some of them you're not going to turn them off. They're just going to be out there, and it's like having an army of yourself out there. These little salespeople doing work for you, like they're representing you every day on Facebook with getting these views, and only for $1, you're only employing them for $1 a day, right? You have this army of sales videos out there representing you, and what they're doing is they're not just representing you; they are like low-cost promotions, so they're speaking on your behalf. Here's the other thing they do. They're building trust with prospects. They're building trust for you in the marketplace. So you don't have to be out there doing it all the time. You got this army of sales videos out there, $1 a day. They're building trust. They're building confidence. They're getting people to say, you know what, I should take the next step with Gary and respond. And so that's what the goal is. That's why I included that Facebook $1 a day implementation plan. It just so happens you can do this, all of these processes, all these marketings that I call, they're systems, right? I present it as a campaign or a series of tactics, but they are all layered on each other because as we've done them in our own real estate practice, I find the opportunities to create leverage, meaning that, hey, I'm shooting these videos, I should boost these videos. Wait a minute, they're doing this, and all of a sudden I can connect the dots, rearrange them, and then share with you guys how to do it. Or our members, they connect the dots in new ways, in innovative ways, and they report to me what's going on, and then again, I share them. So.
And then the magic happens.
And then, yes.
I need to address Jim's question. Jim was panicking. He said the join club button ended and disappeared. Can you put it back up so I can join? Yes, there it is, Jim. It is. Let me know if it's active. It should be active for you. It's that blue button over there. It says join club now. If you have not joined yet, do so now, because we can only get to a couple more questions before we can sign off. Question from Ted Simon. I'm enjoying your presentation. Just went into business for myself as Ted Simon Realty Professionals and finding your info very valuable.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's my belief, Gary,
Mm-hmm.
I don't pay attention to a lot of other people in real estate. I prefer to get my training from other sources.
Like outside of the real estate.
Outside of real estate. And then what I do is I implement them in our real estate practice,
right.
And then I figure out what's true, like true in our business, and really hopefully what's true in most people's practices. But the fact is we go through the process of implementation, which means we can quickly figure out what really works and what doesn't. Because I try a lot of things that I don't share with you guys because it doesn't work. Even though people are saying that it should or it would if I were to do X, Y, and Z. But I don't really pay that much attention to other folks because I find that there's a lot of folks, unfortunately, they don't have a foot in the real estate field, right? Maybe they're marketing people, they're technology people, but they're not marketing to get customers. They're not trying to generate leads. They're not trying to build a reputation in the marketplace. They don't have to go on listing appointments. They don't have to face rejection. They don't have to.
They're not boots on the street all day.
They don't have to pick up the phone and feel like, oh no, So I know that is sort of like the fire that tests the purity of whether a training or a strategy or a system or marketing is going to work. And so hopefully that is true for you guys. And I think I love hearing when it is. Also tell me when it isn't, because I like to get the feedback to make improvements as well.
Yeah.
We have you can always message me on Facebook Messenger, right? Message me just like anybody else on Facebook Messenger, tell me if something is broken.
Bill says, can you tell me how do you go straight to voicemail again? That is by using an app called SlyDial.
SlyDial, SLYDIAL.com.
And Kimberly says, do you have to check the do not call list if you're sending a voicemail through SlyDial? No, you don't, because these are people who you have their phone numbers already. It's not like you're going and buying a list of phone numbers. They're already in your phone.
Yeah, you're connecting with people whom you have some kind of connection to. You're not cold call. I mean, here's the thing. This strategy is not cold calling. If you were cold calling, then you would absolutely have to deal with that stuff.
It actually depends. So there's been a lot of recent legislation in the real estate world and do not call list. And there's a lot of confusion on who we can and cannot call depending on what we're offering them. So if you ever have a question of, can I call this person who's on the DNC list? Talk to your broker.
Right.
Or, here in Texas, we have the Texas Real Estate Commission legal hotline, so we can always call them. So
but using these strategies, because you're connected to them, you don't have to worry about that.
You do not have to worry about that. Awesome. Okay, well, Chris, you know what? We're actually 3 minutes over the time that we promised everybody. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to say thank you, and with a lot of gratitude for everybody here who has joined us and is still on this call with us right now, an hour and 33 minutes into it. And a huge special thanks to all of our newest members of the club. Thank you for your trust in us. Thank you for seeing the value that Chris and I bring to you. And thank you for joining. If you have not joined yet, this is going to be your last chance to join today. Go click on that blue button that says Join Club Now and get started right now.
Yeah, I want to encourage you guys to take action. I tried to create a very simple plan that you can repeat every month, and you can repeat those 3 months. And really, you can repeat, this can be your marketing plan for the year. And all you're doing is repeating these 5 steps, and it's based on, getting that useful information out there, sharing that with everybody that you know, shooting a 1-minute video, posting information on social media, and then doing the individual messaging and follow-up. And here's what I know. If you will do that, if you will commit to doing that, if you'll commit to me and Gary and the other folks in our membership that you'll do that for 90 days, I know some really great things are going to happen for you. In fact, 30 to 45 days into it, you're going to start feeling it. People will be talking about you. People will be reaching out to you. You do this consistently. This becomes your game plan for marketing to your base, which is an essential step in that 5-step career acceleration plan. But when you do it, the rewards are great. And so, Gary, anything else we should cover? Any other questions?
Yes. I don't know about you. I want to say a huge thank you to Chris for creating this entire presentation and creating that property marketing plan template that you're going to download today. He's the guy who created the client welcome kit template, and he created the entire Facebook on a $1 a day implementation plan. And I know the 2 best ways to say thank you to Chris are to join the club and go to the chat section and say thank you, Chris, right now. And with that, thank you, Chris.
Well, thank you, Gary, and thank you, guys. We will see you in that private Facebook group. I will see you on our next member training coming up. We'll see you online. Take care.